So I'm going to be talking about Lou Reed's collected lyrics, Pass Through Fire, published in a book form, I believe in 2011 or 2012, and it collects the entire lyrics from his entire career, from Velvet Underground up to the last album he put out, which was Lulu with Metallica. It's very long. It shows what a prolific writer he was, and it's very interesting to read, not just because you get to see his words stripped from his music and his creative mind just as a writer and a poet, but also the typography itself is interesting. There's some pages with black print or with white words. There's other pages where it looks like the words are kind of going all over the page. The typography is very eclectic throughout, and I think that only emphasizes the words being read and shows his creative process. Sorry, I can't think. But it's just interesting. I'll just show you examples. There's things like this where things are spaced out, and there are other pages where you see things written as if they're being scribbled in by a pen. Other pages where there is giant letters in the background over the lyrics. There's one section for his album Transformer where all the pages are black and the lyrics are in white. So it just kind of gives you an idea of how creative the put together this book is, and all the effort that went into not only compiling his 40 years of songwriting, but to make them in a way that's interesting instead of just a mundane, normal collection of white pages with black print throughout. I highly recommend it, especially for people who like Lou Reed, if you're a big fan of his music. And even if you're just a good fan of just interesting, thoughtful poetry, I recommend just reading this for just his words themselves. Because Lou has said on record that he believed that the word comes first and everything has to stand on its own before he can even put music around it. So he definitely wanted his music to convey more his ideas, more than just sounding cool or sounding good. And I think that's interesting. And I personally love his music, and I loved him. He was an interesting guy. I'm always wanting other people to listen to his music, and I wanted to advocate his music. And I thought, what better way than talking about his interesting book of collected lyrics. The book is called Pass Through Fire, the collected lyrics. I highly recommend it. You can order it on Amazon. It's very easy to obtain. And I just don't have much else to say, except it's very comprehensive and it's chronological. So you can read this very first set of lyrics for his very first album, which was The Velvet Underground and Nico, up to all of his albums he did subsequently, including Light, Light, White Heat, Loaded, the Velvet Underground self-titled album, and then all of his solo albums, and as well as his collaborative efforts like the album Songs for Drella that he did with John Cale. Like I said, the aforementioned Lulu. There's even a section of liner notes for his 1975 album Metal Machine Music, which is not really an album of music, but more of an album of electronic noise. But in the spirit of showing his whole oeuvre as an artist, they included his liner notes for that album. So it's basically 40 years of his writing in one book. Can't go wrong with that. It's a great collection of his stuff, and kind of shows through his words what kind of guy he was and kind of what he was about. And I think that's what's interesting about it. So anyway, Pass Through Fire, check it out. It's very good. Highly recommend it. So that's all I got to say for now, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.